what you're really doing when you're selling is helping facilitate a decision for your client about what they need to do, how they need to do it, so that they can get the results that they want. And the more strategic the results, so one of my frameworks is called level 4 value creation. And so level 1 means you have a good product, level 2 means you have a good service, level 3 means you're going to deliver some sort of solution, but level 4 means you're going to give me a strategic outcome. So the way that you might think about this, and the way that I wrote it in the first book, was the way that it was said by a Harvard marketing professor, Theodore Levitt, who said people don't want to buy drills, they want quarter-inch holes. And if they could have the hole without the drill, they would just do that. And so you have to think about, what is it that is strategic? What's a value for that individual? And so the way that I think of it now is that, first off, the client doesn't even know they need a hole. And if they did need a hole, they wouldn't know what kind of hole they needed, and they wouldn't know what wall to put it on. And so they're trying to make a good decision, missing a lot of information and insight. And the one thing that I would tell you, if you're listening to this, I hear from young people all the time, they say, my client knows more than I do. And it's like, well, then they don't need you. You're irrelevant. But you don't have to know more than they do. You need to know more than they do about the particular result that they need. That's the part of this. So now, if I sell what I sell every day, Rod, and you buy it once every 5 years, then I'm having 5 years of experiences to your one experience over that 5-year period. Which one of us knows more about the decision making? Which one of us knows more about the real estate market? Which one of us knows what's a good deal or what's a bad deal? Which one of us should know where property values are going to rise and where property values are going to fall? I mean, I should be the one that knows those things, because if I know those and you don't, then I'm covering a gap for you. You don't have to know this. And so people that are listening to this kind of a podcast are like, well, I want to be a trusted advisor. We only need 2 things to be a trusted advisor: trust and advice. It's simple. But if you lack the advice, if you don't know anything, if you can't help cover the gaps for me, you're irrelevant to me. So the biggest challenge for salespeople right now is irrelevance. I have a great product, or I have a great property. Okay, great. Good for you. Uh, I have to have some way to convey a compelling reason for someone to do something, even though they might not recognize it's the right time for them to do it. Like, if you're listening to this, you have people that have bought commercial real estate from you that are not engaged with you right now. And I guarantee you look at properties right now that would be right for them, and the timing would be right for them. And you have to pick up the phone and call them and tell them, like, I know you don't want to buy anything today, but you still need to look at this. Like, even if you're not going to buy it, you need to sit down and we need to have a conversation, because this is an opportunity for you. They might say no, but your job as a trusted advisor is not to go like, Rod, you know what? You missed a great opportunity. Well, thank you for telling me that. Like, what did I miss? Why didn't you share it with me? Why weren't you thinking about me? So the trust and advice part go hand in hand. Like, I need you to be doing the work on my behalf and sharing things with me that might be useful to me before I know I need them. Not like, oh, Rod, you really hurt yourself there. It's too bad I didn't help you. Like, that's not a good way to handle selling. It's proactive. It's an activity that you do before there's an actual challenge. You don't want people to be challenged. You want them to avoid problems and things that could cause them to be harmed or have their business harmed, right?
Nothing worth doing was ever achieved without hard work. The knowledge, however, is only the beginning. It's taking that knowledge and applying it that leads to the true transformation. Unfortunately, many people kid themselves to believe that acquiring greater knowledge will lead to greater success. In these chaotic times, many independent contractors, solopreneurs, small business owners, well, they're stuck. Many more underemployed, and sadly, many more unemployed. That's exactly where I found myself in 2008. Remember the Great Recession of 2008? There were no jobs to be found. I remember being at my old house, trying to figure out how we survive. But with this 6-foot table, I started my venture into entrepreneurship. Working countless hours and enduring many failures, I built my company from the ground up. Over the last 12 years, our company has helped thousands of entrepreneurs build 6, 7, and even 8-figure businesses. With the recent struggle of the pandemic and the impact on the economy, I took all the lessons I learned in building my business and the methods that we shared in helping those entrepreneurs build their businesses, and we outlined the exact steps. I'm sharing these with you in my new book, Knowing Isn't Doing. Build the business and life you desire. Let's face it, the current economy requires us to rethink the fundamentals of our businesses. So perhaps you need to reset or maybe break those bones of your businesses. You need to think about new tools, new technologies, new approaches to adapt to this changing market. So regardless if you're unemployed or underemployed, or maybe you have an underperforming business, you need a roadmap to accelerate your success. Isn't it finally time you build that business and that life you've always desired? Knowing Isn't Doing is available on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, and national bookstores near you.